Um, we really appreciate you being here. There's a lot going on in the world with civil unrest in the Black community, and it's Pride Month, and we know that people's minds are probably going in a lot of different directions, but you're here, and we really appreciate that, and we hope that we can inform you on all things knowledge alerts. So thanks for taking the time. We really, really appreciate it. We are so honored and so lucky to have Liz Lemerand from FabFitFun joining us today. And she's gonna, yep, she just waved hi. And she's going to be showing us how FabFitFun uses knowledge alerts. And in addition to that, we have our own revenue empowerment expert, Julia Safa, to show you how we use what we call our Guru on Guru instance. And she just waved there as well. Hi, Julia. So we're really pumped for the guests we have today, and we hope that you're gonna learn a lot about knowledge alerts. So what are deep dives? You're gonna learn about a new feature. You're gonna see how Guru uses it. You're gonna see how one of our customers uses it. And then you're gonna have some time at the end to discuss. And so we really, at the end of the call, and you can ask questions throughout, just raise your hand, throw up a hand, and or put a question in the chat. But we really want you to have this time to ask questions about maybe how it's worked, not worked, what roadblocks might be in the way, or maybe some really great successes you've had. This is a really, that was really the whole intention of Deep Dives when we started this, is like give our awesome customers a chance to talk to each other about how they use Guru. So what's our schedule? They're essentially 10-minute increments, and I'll start off with a functional demo of a couple different features. The main one being knowledge alerts, but I'll also show you Slack activity feed and commenting. After that, Julia will show you the Guru on Guru example, and then Liz will give you the FabFitFun example, and then at the end we'll have 10-15 minutes to share questions and ideas. Some quick reminders that we're really pumped about. If you haven't joined our Slack community, please do it. We have ongoing events with Remote-a-thon that are really exciting and awesome. So make sure you can sign up for those early, because some of the sessions are limited in headcount. And then we have our Guru the Gathering session happening next week. In a follow-up, I think I'll be able to give you a link to that one. And for our next Guru Deep Dive, it's going to be on tagging on July 16th. So you can already RSVP for that one. When you get the deck, you'll be able to join. So we're pumped about what's coming up here in the next couple weeks. But let's get into the good stuff. So knowledge alerts. What are they? It's a way to notify your team of new or existing knowledge that they need to read. And then if you're the one giving the knowledge alert, it's a way for you to see that they've actually read it. And this all happens in your Guru workflow. If you have a quick note about notifications, because alerts tend to lend itself to being like, hey, I'm getting something, right? You want to know what your instance is, how your instance is currently set up. So if you have emails set up, then you'll get knowledge alerts in your email. If you have them integrated through Slack, then you'll get a Slack DM letting you know. So you'll see both examples of those today. There's two ways to set up a knowledge alert. So you are sending the knowledge alert to other folks in your company. You can send one directly from a card, or you can send one from the My Tasks tab, and we'll show you both of those. But a couple really important items to think about. You can only send a knowledge alert to someone if you have author permission on that card. So I'm in the marketing department here at Guru, but if I wanted to send out a knowledge alert for something in the sales department, I couldn't do that because I probably didn't author that card. So that's something to keep in mind. The next one is you can only assign alerts to groups, not to individual users. We'll show you a workaround for that, but that's something to keep in mind. You have your group set up, but if you want to make an individual group, you can do that as well. And finally, if you're not seeing a specific group as an option in the list, make sure that that group has access to that collection. If they don't have access to see that collection, then your knowledge alert's not going to get across to them. So make sure that those couple items here are all kind of checked off when you're thinking about knowledge alerts. I'm also going to get into Slack activity feeds, and I'll show you what that looks like, but it's a really awesome way to just automate new cards and boards right into a Slack channel, which is really convenient. We do that at Guru, and I love it. You got to be an admin in your Guru instance to set up a Slack activity feed. So if someone's not an admin, is like, hey, I want to set up a feed for this channel. If you're the admin, you might have to do that for them. And then, of course, as always, our awesome Help Center articles from our support team are here to help as well. And then I'll quickly show you another way to amplify your knowledge through commenting, which will, it's really quite simple. You just click the comments tab on a card, and you can mention someone like Julia Safa, for example, to say, hey, what's going on in this card? But I want to show you these instead of just talking about them in theory. So I will show you here on my Guru Academy instance, which is kind of like my test instance for us to check out how this works. The first way that I said I could set up a knowledge alert was by going to a specific card. So if I go into the card manager and then I find a card here, if you can't tell, it's about Clementine. This one actually has some actual information about dogs, which will be helpful. The 3 ellipses here is where you'll want to click, and you'll see that the 4th dropdown, it says send a knowledge alert. So if I click here, I'm prompted to assign it to a specific group. So for example, all members or experts. And then you have all your different groups. You might have it by department or team, whatever it is. However you set that up, we'll go with experts. And then here, you just add that specific note about that knowledge alert and click send. You'll see at the bottom left here, it says knowledge alert sent. And now as someone who sent the knowledge alert, I want to know what's happening with it. So what I'll do is I'll click on my tasks at the top and then go to the knowledge alert section. And I'll see here that I'm defaulted into the inbox. So that's knowledge alerts that I've received as opposed to delegated, which are knowledge alerts that I've sent out. So the one that I just sent, I'm going to delete that one. The one that I just sent out right now is that card, how much do doggies sleep, sent today to the expert group. Here was my note. And over here on the right side is where you can take some pretty cool action. For one, on the 3 ellipses, you can give a nudge to someone if they haven't looked at the card yet and seen that knowledge, or you can delete the knowledge alert altogether from here. But what's really cool is this button right here, this export button, send spreadsheet via email. If I click this button, down here at the bottom left, it says export successful. You should receive an email shortly. So I'll let that email get sent, but in the meantime, I'll show you what the second way to send knowledge alert looks like, which is right here on this page where it says send a knowledge alert. I can click this button. So I'm not in a specific card right now. And I'll find the card. So that same one is how much do doggies sleep? And then I can sign it to experts, add my note, and click send. I won't actually do it again just because it feels redundant, but that's how you can, another way you can send a knowledge alert. I personally like the one from the card. It feels a little more organic, but if you're here and you're working in your knowledge alerts and you want to send it from here, that option is definitely there. So in my Guru Academy instance, I have knowledge alerts set up to send to me by email. So I right now can see, this is my Gmail inbox, and I wanted to see the analytics report that was sent. And I can see here, please find attached a CSV of your requested alert analytics on the card. And if I click in here, I can see who looked at it, who didn't, and the date that they did read it. So this is really great if you need to give a nudge to folks to see like who may or may not have looked at a card. So that's knowledge alerts in a nutshell. I'm going to be moving pretty fast here to show you how Slack activity feeds work. So bear with me, and we'll definitely have time for questions if I'm going a little bit too fast, okay? So if I'm in my Guru instance, I click on my avatar at the top right, go down to team settings. This is to make sure I have my Slack integration set up. Click on chat tools, and you'll see right at the front here, here's Slack. You can add the Guru bot to your Slack team to do cool stuff. So you click on settings. I already have the Guru Academy instance set up, but if you haven't done this yet, just click connect new Slack team, and then you can go through the authorization process with whatever Slack instance you have. So I already have it set up. So let me jump into my Slack instance here in the Guru Academy. And down here at the left, I have my Guru bot. And the command that you're really going to want to remember is help admin. I type that in, it gives me all of the options that I can possibly have to set this up. I can see what feeds exist, and then I can get commands for how to create them coming from a board or a collection. I can invite people here in my organization. I can see who's all in my organization as well. But let's set one up. I'm going to use this one here that says set up a feed that sends all new cards and boards from a specific collection into a channel. So create general feed, and how about we do sales enablement, send it, and the Guru bot will say which collection you want to make it for. And since I said sales enablement, you go to puppy sales enablement here. And you'll notice I got that message right away. In my sales enablement channel, it says Imtiaz Alam created a Guru activity feed with general activity for this channel. Now, in my Guru instance, I'm going to make a card, just a quick test card. If Clementine will let me type. Test. And Clem, give me a minute. I know. I love you too. And we will click next. The collection I wanted to choose is Puppy Sales Enablement, and the board, Sales Enablement. I won't tag anything right now for purposes of this example, and I'll click Save, and right away, I got my message. So let me show you in the Slack channel, new card test by Imtiaz Alam. I click on that card if I'm in that channel, and then I'm like, what's going on with this test? Let me ask someone on my team who might know about it. So I say, hey, Penny, what's up with this test? So right there, we went from knowledge alerts to Slack activity feeds to commenting on a card. I went very fast. I want to leave time for questions. Clementine's getting very antsy. Hi, how are you doing? But right now, what I'd love to do is kick it over to Julia so that she can show us how we use our Guru on Guru instance, and I'll see if I can tame Clementine. Go for it, Julia.
Yeah, she might have to go on a walk after this, MTI.